Hello friends, it's your friend again, Yemisi Ayorinde on Family Matters. Welcome to this episode of Family Matters tagged Our Beautiful Sisters and Our Simple Men. Get your friends around to listen to this. It's very important to the family. As I always say to us, when our families are thriving, society gets better for it. This episode, we're talking to our girls, our sisters that are very beautiful out there, and to our men that are very simple, unassuming, very kind, very warm, always ready to assist. These are the category of people we're talking to on this episode. Now, how do I mean? I mean our girls that are very beautiful, that think that they can get any man, no matter who he thinks he is. These are the sisters that will do anything to get any man. Even if you say you're a pastor, they don't care. If you say you are a CEO, the better for them, because they need the ones that really have the money to waste on them. Now, what am I saying to these our sisters? Yes, you are very beautiful. You can easily steal anybody's husband. But what about tomorrow? I'm going to be sharing with us experiential knowledge today of what I have seen of our so-called beautiful sisters that have taken away people's husbands, and our simple men that are unassuming. They don't even imagine that these ladies have come for their souls or to scatter their homes. I'm talking to such men tonight. And earlier on today, I was talking with some of my young guys, and I had cause to explain to them that a lot of the time, these men don't even know what they are up to. They don't even understand what these girls want. They just want to help the girls. Maybe the girls are saying, we need a job. Can you please help us? I need a link for my business. Can you please help me? Or worse still, some come to church and pose as diligent workers just to get the pastor. These are our beautiful sisters. Yes, you are beautiful today. And beauty is fleeting. Beauty fades. What about the end of age? How are you going to give an account of yourself to your maker? How are you going to account for how many families you have put in disarray because of your so-called beauty? I remember years back, a lady said to me, she was just passing by Broad Street, and come and see how the cars were parking for her. For some of us that are listening outside Nigeria, you may be wondering, where is Broad Street? Broad Street is one of our popular streets in Lagos. And this lady said, those men were just, like all over her. They were parking their cars. These are sisters. Sometimes they use all manner of voodoo to get men's attention. How many men are you going to destroy? Beautiful ladies. How many homes are you going to destroy? Beautiful ladies. The Bible says in the book of Isaiah chapter 3, verse 10, say to the righteous, it shall be well with him. I would not like to quote the 11th verse of that chapter. It refers to the wicked, and it can never be well with them. Now, considering the number of homes you have caused to cry, to shed tears because of your beauty, will you really be happy at the end of age? The terrible thing is, some of you now, after destroying some families, will now come round and say, you have given your lives to Christ. What happens to families you have put in disarray? What happens to the destinies of children that you have truncated? Please let us think twice before we use voodoo, before we use juju, before we use kaya or what have you to destroy homes. I know what I'm talking about. A particular CEO said, no, nobody used juju on him, that he was just interested in this girl, a girl that he had wasted money on for several years, spent time outside the home with for several years, and at the end of the day, said he was going to marry the girl. He finally did. But within a couple of months, he discovered he wasn't happy again. What happens? All the voodoo has been wearing off. Children of God, these are our beautiful sisters. You are children of God because God has created us all. but we have chosen what to believe and who to believe. All these people that make you to think that it is a way of life to destroy homes. Please, I want you to sit back today and reflect on how many homes you've affected negatively. I don't really know how you feel when you know that a man is, obeying you, not because he loves you or because he really wants to be with you, but because you are forcing him to be with you. Our sisters, please think twice. The amazing thing is, we all reap what we sow. The Bible says, whatever a man soweth, that shall he reap. You cannot plant corn and reap beans. So at the end of the day, you want to be mothers, you want to have children. Do you pray for your children to meet, your boys, your sons, to meet girls like you in the nearest future? I know of a particular woman that was trying to antagonize a daughter-in-law. That, you've been sleeping around. The daughter-in-law said, yes, mommy, that is how you are sleeping around too. Can you imagine the agony of such a mother? And that was just the plain truth. This was a woman that had many children for different men. And so the daughter-in-law replied her, mommy, you too, you are sleeping around. Are you going to tell me that that kind of woman was happy at that reply? She thought she could, put her daughter-in-law straight when she was not living straight herself. And I have heard a testimony of a particular woman that said no man could pass her by except she did not stare at them eyeball to eyeball. At the end of the day, when she was dying, she had nothing to leave behind. No child that is doing well. Because all these women that you are taking their husbands because of your so-called beauty, they look back and they rain curses at you. Now, do you want to bring forth children that will be cursed for life? At the same time, I have seen children of some harlots being deprived of marriage, being deprived of companions. And is that a good life to live? Will that kind of person be happy on her deathbed, seeing that her children are left without direction? I want us to know, we may be young today. As time goes on, we grow older. And the things we do when we are young have eternal consequences. Some of us really don't think deeply, and we don't have good counselors. Like I shared on this program, there was a case of a lady that was preparing for marriage, and her bigger cousin said to her, my dear, you don't need marriage. That she had just come out of a marriage that let them continue to rock parties together because there's nothing to marriage. And she said, big sister, please let me marry. Let me at least taste it. You have tasted it, you are out. Thank God that lady borrowed wisdom that day. Today, she's a happy grandmother with all her children happily married. The other lady, the big sister, left her children big, elderly, unmarried. You see now, whatever we sow, we reap. I'm not blaming you, it's because you don't know much. You cannot really behave out of what you know. So I'm just begging you, our beautiful sisters, ravishingly beautiful sisters with voodoo powers, to please think twice. Think of eternity. Think of the women that you have dragged out of their husbands' homes that are raining curses. And please, think of your children that you want to bring forth, or that you have brought forth, what their future will be like. What have we talked about today? I have addressed the issue of our beautiful sisters that have powers. They use personalized lipstick, personalized eyebrow pencil, personalized powder to hook men, people's husbands, to themselves. I am telling you, all these things leave eternal damages to your generation. I know the case of a particular woman. About 3 women said she drove them out of their husbands' homes. and they rain curses on her. She died without seeing the joy of marriage to the next generation. Is that what you want? Please think about your future. God will help you as you rethink and as you take another dimension to your life, as you continue to toe the line of righteousness henceforth. God bless you and give you wisdom.